There is a story we tell often in the monastery. A young student once asked the master, "How can I become wise?" The master said nothing, only walked to the edge of a small pond. He picked up a cup and began scooping the murky water. The student watched as the cup overflowed again and again. Finally, the master spoke. "You are like this cup, so full of thoughts, ideas, worries, there is no space for wisdom to enter. To become wise, you must first empty your mind." This teaching stayed with me like a whisper even after years of silence. When I first arrived at the monastery, my mind was like a crowded room. Every voice from the past echoed inside. Thoughts of what I should be doing, what I failed to do, what others thought of me, it was endless. I believed the mind was meant to be busy. That thinking meant progress. That worry meant I cared. But I was wrong. The truth is, a cluttered mind cannot hear the wisdom of the present moment. It cannot feel peace. It cannot love fully. And most importantly, it cannot rest. You see, emptying your mind is not about erasing your thoughts. It's about creating space between them, so that you can finally choose what you carry and what you let go. Part 1. The burden of thought. Let me ask you, have you ever walked into a room looking for something and forgotten what it was? Or sat with someone you love but found your mind somewhere else entirely? That's the burden of an untrained mind. Always somewhere else. Always pulling us away from life. In the monastery, we used to say, "The past is heavy. The future is uncertain. But this breath is light." So we practice returning to the breath again and again. Not because it's magical, but because it's now. And if you can be here now, you can begin to lighten the weight of your mind. Part 2. The power of letting go. One of the monks I studied under carried a small stone in his robe. Every morning, he would take it out, hold it in his hand, and then put it down on the floor. I asked him once why he did it. He smiled and said, "This stone is everything I'm holding on to that no longer serves me. And every morning, I remind myself I can choose to put it down." That image changed my life. We carry so much without realizing it. Old arguments, fear of failure, the desire to prove ourselves. But what if we could set it down just for a moment? What would we discover in the quiet? I discovered that I was not my thoughts. I was the space in which they passed like clouds across the sky. And in that space, there was freedom. Part 3. The practice of emptiness. Now you may ask, how do I actually empty my mind? Here's the practice I still follow to this day. 1. Start with stillness. Find a place where you can sit quietly, even if it's just 5 minutes. You don't need a mountain or a temple. Your living room will do. Sit and breathe. Not to do anything, but to be. 2. Notice the noise. Thoughts will come. They always do. Don't resist them. Just notice. Like cars passing on a road. You don't have to chase everyone. Just let them pass. 3. Ask, what can I let go of today? You don't have to let go of everything. Just one thing. A judgment. A regret. A false story. Lay it down like the stone. And breathe into that space you've just made. 4. Return again and again. Emptying the mind is not a one-time act. It's a daily invitation. A sacred ritual. Every morning I still ask myself, what is taking up space in my heart that no longer belongs there? Part 4. The gift of an empty mind. So what happens when the mind is empty? You begin to see again. The color of the sky. The softness in someone's voice. The gift of being alive even in stillness. You begin to hear not just the world, but yourself. Your true voice, the one that's been drowned out by expectation and fear. And you begin to feel peace, not because the world is quiet, but because you are. This is not escape. It's awakening. It's the choice to live with presence instead of pressure. So, if you're feeling overwhelmed, if your thoughts are racing and the weight feels too much, I invite you to pause, breathe, and remember, you don't need to carry it all. You don't need to fix everything. You don't even need to understand. You just need to create space. To sit. To feel. To be. That is the beginning of freedom. That is the path to peace. That is the power of an empty mind. Thank you for walking this path with me today. I am honored to sit with you in the silence. Until next time, may your mind be light, your heart open, and your spirit free.